Namaste and welcome to this 45-minute Level 1 Living Yoga Flow. You can begin your practice in mountain pose, coming into the fullness of your body and your Ujjayi breath. In this practice, we're going to be doing the complete first half of the Level 1 Sadhana, so all of the standing postures. Then we'll take it down to the Swan Flow before completing with a half spinal twist and Yoga Mudra. So we begin now with the practice of the mountain flow. It's an inhale to come into Flying Mountain. Immediately connect with the pulse action of the pose, finding the let go through the body on the exhale, bending the knees and elbows, and then using the inhale to grow upwardly into the stretch. We get 4 pulses here. Use each exhale to connect with the earth, and then use that to rebound skyward with each inhale. Enjoy the progressive nature of the practice, building the intensity of the stretch breath by breath, until on the 4th breath you feel yourself optimized and fulfilled in the stretch. As you do this, you can look up into the hands and then use the exhale to swan dive down into the forward bend. Soften into the bottom of the bow so that you can rebound into your pulse action, using the inhale to hinge the hips, lift the heart, straightening the back, and then using the exhale to fold into the forward bend. You get 6 pulses here. So plenty of time to ease into the hamstrings and to stretch out the whole back of the body. This is the time in this practice to really slow things down, connect to the Ujjayi breath, and let the forward bend change the chemistry of the brain. Like having a brain bath. Have a sense that you're really setting yourself up for the rest of the practice here. On the end of your 6th exhale, you're ready to link through into the next posture, which is the toe balance. So it's an inhale to squat down, lifting through and into the chest. And then in your own time, bringing your hands into the prayer position. We get 4 pulses of breath here in the toe balance. Hug your legs inwardly. Have a sense of really tightening into your lower body. And then use this as a platform from which to lift through your spine. Roll the shoulders back to open the chest. And then press the thumb mounds together to fully engage the arms. Once you've completed your 4 pulses, we begin a return journey back to mountain pose. So it's an exhale to come into the forward bend, the inhale to launch up into Flying Mountain, and then the exhale will return us to mountain, ready for a round of sun salutation. Inhaling to Flying Mountain. Exhaling into the forward bow. Stepping the right foot back into lunge with the inhale. exhaling to downward dog. Inhaling to come into dogtail. Exhaling to baby pose. Inhale brings us through to cobra. And the exhale draws back to downward dog. Inhale steps the right foot forward into lunge. Exhaling into forward bend. Inhaling to flying mountain. And the exhale to bring us back to mountain pose. Ready now for the left side of sun salutation. Inhaling into flying mountain. Exhaling to swan dive down into forward bend. Inhaling steps the left foot back into lunge. Exhaling into downward dog. Now coming to dog tilt on the inhale. Baby pose with the exhale. The inhale brings us through to cobra. And the exhale to downward dog. The left foot steps into lunge with the inhale. And the exhale closes into the forward bend. The inhale lifts us into flying mountain, and the exhalation will complete our round of sun salutation. We're going to flow directly into the moon flow. So it's an inhale to circle the hands to the hips, and an exhale to step the feet hip width apart. The inhale now raises the left arm up, reaching into the left fingertips, and the exhalation tips the body to the right, creating the crescent moon side stretch. We take 4 exhalations here, using the pulse action within the posture. Listening to the sound of the Ujjayi breath. And whilst challenging ourselves, keeping the joy in the stretch. Okay, to switch sides, it's an inhale to windmill the arms. And an exhale to tip over to the left. So there are 3 physical keys to deepen into your moon postures. Number 1 is bring a firmness into your legs and buttocks. Number 2, use your hips. In this case, push your right hip bone out to create the curve. And the 3rd key is to keep lifting through your right arm, even as you come over into the crescent moon. This will engage the body fully into the moon posture and allow you to find the greatest depth. Okay, when you complete your 4 pulses on this side, we switch to back bend. So the inhale lifts us up, and the exhale brings the right hand down. So you now support your lower back with your hands, bend your knees to get grounded, and then use the inhale to lift into the heart, again firming into the legs, and then use your exhale to push your hips forward to then create the back bend. Okay, once again it's 4 pulses here. So you follow 4 exhalations into the half moon back bend. sound of your Ujjayi breath into the pose. Okay, so having completed the back bend, it's then an inhale to lift and an exhale to fold into the forward bend with toe grip. We have 4 pulses here in this variation of the forward bend. Finding the pulse action once again, using your inhalation to bend the knees, hinge the hips, and then the exhale to draw into the bow. Pull strongly on the big toes, but keep your shoulders nice and broad, chest open. So once you've completed the 4 pulses with your toe grip, you can then change to the second variation with interlaced fingers behind the back. So once again, make a lift, find your pulse action, hinge your hips, and then use the exhale to come over into the fold, bringing the knuckles behind the back and towards the floor. This is a stronger variation. Gives more power into the forward bend, wringing out the shoulders and increasing the blood flow to the brain. You can now make your final offering into the bow. And then to come out, we take Flying Mountain, inhaling to sweep the arms forward up and above the head, and the exhale to return to Mountain Pose. We now flow directly into the Warriors. So it's an inhale to turn the body side on to the mat, an exhale then to bend the knees, springboarding the legs so that the inhale can step into the warrior stance. Exhale turns the feet to the right, bringing the left hand to the left hip. We're ready for extended triangle pose. So the inhale makes the extension, once again hinging the right hip, and the exhale brings the right hand comfortably onto the right leg. So now we get 3 cycles of breath to build the triangle pose. The first cycle of breath is to strengthen the legs, lifting the kneecaps, firming the thighs. The second cycle of breath turns the upper body, opening the chest and rolling the left shoulder and left hip back. And then the third inhale sends the left arm skyward to create the wingspan through your arms. You now get 3 further cycles of breath to open the triangle on the inhale, and then to surrender and let go into the triangle as you deepen into the exhalation. To switch sides, it'll be an inhale to rotate the left arm, root down through the feet as you make your lift, and then an exhale to turn the feet, bringing the right hand to the right hip. The inhale then extends out into the triangle, hinging the left hip joint, and the exhale brings us into triangle. Okay, now the 3 building breaths. First inhale to bring structure into the legs. second inhale to open the heart and roll the right shoulder back. And the third cycle of breath to send the right arm skyward to open the wings of the arms. 3 more breaths now on this side of your triangle. Finding the pulse action, always finding a way to soften the posture internally on the exhale so that you can bring greater space into the body with the inhale. As you do this, you may slide your left hand further down the left leg to the ankle or even to the floor. Okay, we now link into bowing triangle. It's an inhale to make the lift, squaring the feet, and the exhale to bring the hands to the hips. The inhale then bends the knees to get the grounding so that the inhalation can lift up into the heart, creating a back bend, and then the exhale gives us the forward fold and the bowing triangle. Okay, so once again we pick up our pulse action using the inhalation to find the hinge in the hips, to create length in the spine, looking forward, and the exhalation to lever ourselves into the bow. We get 6 pulses here in bowing triangle, and during these 6 pulses you may like to play with alternative kind of grips, pressing the hands into the floor, or taking a big toe grip or a foot grip. And even towards the end, the last breath or 2 of your bowing triangle, you may like to use interlaced fingers behind the back. Okay, completing your bowing triangle now, and then making the lift for warrior 2. So it's an inhale to raise the arms, and then an exhale to turn the feet to the right and sink into your initial lunge. So you're looking to create something towards a right angle in the front leg. Back leg is strong. And then you're looking to bring your spine vertical, opening into the chest, sinking the shoulders powerfully into the back so you can run a full length of energy out through your arm lines. Now switching the sides, so it's an inhale to cross the arms above the head, an exhale to turn the feet and sink into warrior 2. The pulse action here is in the front leg, so the inhalation allows the front leg to straighten and the exhalation sinks into the lunge. In this way you can find just the right tone of stretch for yourself, and whilst you want to create some heat in the body here, you're also looking to maintain your inner coolness. And this we call playing the edge. Okay, completing warrior 2 now, circling the arms once again above the head, and then taking a step back to your mountain pose. Ready now for the balancing postures. So it's an inhale to turn to face the head of your mat, and an exhale to ground yourself into your mountain. Our first posture is flying warrior, so we step the right toes back on the inhale, lifting into the heart, firming all the lines of energy through the body, so that we can then exhale to tip into our initial pose. We get 3 pulses of breath here to work on our flying warrior. Use each inhalation to empower the body, firming the arms and the legs, creating space in the chest so that you can use the exhalation to tip towards the T shape of the pose. Once you've taken your 3 breaths, then it's an inhale to sweep the arms forward and up into Flying Mountain, and an exhalation to return to Mountain Pose, ready for the other side. So this time the inhale steps the left toes back, lift into the fullness of your chest, and then use the exhalation to make your initial tip into the posture. So once again, the 3 pulses of breath, using the inhalation to empower the body and firm the energy lines, and then the exhalation to surrender towards the T shape of the posture. To complete your Flying Warrior, it's an inhale to raise the arms into Flying Mountain, and the exhale to return to Mountain. You're now ready for your second balancing posture of Eagle. So here the inhalation raises the arms out to the sides into Flying Mountain, and the exhale bends into the knees as we entwine the right arm under the left arm into the Eagle arms. The next inhale, exhale does the same with the legs, lifting and wrapping the right leg over the left leg. Once again, we take 3 pulses of breath in the Eagle, using each inhalation to create a lift as if the body floats upwardly a little, and then using the exhale to sink the body down to squeeze out the joints. After your 3 pulses of breath, unleash the body from its bind, using an inhale to return to Flying Mountain, and then the exhalation brings us to the other side of Eagle. So this time the left arm wraps underneath the right arm, and the left leg wraps over the right leg. Once again, it's the same pulse action. Inhaling to lift into the body, and then exhaling to sink down. Focus and steady your gaze. Stay with your Ujjayi breath. Okay, after the 3 pulses, we unleash the body, raising into Flying Mountain, and then returning to Mountain Pose on the exhale for the 3rd of the balancing postures. This time it's Tree. So use an inhale to raise the right foot up, placing it as high up into the inner left leg as we can, and then the exhale to bring the hands into the Namaste position at the chest. We take 6 pulses of breath in each side of the tree. The basis of all the balancing postures is to find a steady gaze and a steady breath. If you fall out of the balance, you simply bring yourself back in, but trying to keep the consistency of your Ujjayi breath as you do this. When you complete your 6 breaths, it's an inhale to return return to flying mountain, and the exhale to come to mountain, to switch the sides of your tree. This time lifting the left leg on the inhale and bringing the hands into a prayer position on the exhale. So once you've found a steady balance and a steady breath, then you can enhance your tree by grounding more deeply through your right leg. You'll find that this creates a lift through the trunk of your body. You can challenge the left knee to open a little more widely whilst keeping your hips square. And then lifting and lengthening through the belly to fully open into the chest as you draw the shoulder blades down and press the heels of your thumbs together. This will create strong arms and steady focus. When you've completed your 6 breaths in this side of the tree, as we've done before, it'll be an inhale to raise the arms into flying mountain and the exhale to come to mountain. We're ready to move directly into the swan flow. So using sun salutation to access the swan, it's an inhale to flying mountain and an exhalation into the forward fold. So we don't take a lunge here. Instead, we take a spinal extension with the inhale and then step directly back into downward dog with the exhale. From here we continue through the sun salutation, so it's an inhale to dog tilt, an exhale to baby, inhale to slither into cobra, and the exhale to draw back into downward dog to link up to the swan. So it'll be an inhale to bring the right knee forward into swan. The exhale then sinks down into the hip and the back leg. The inhale then lifts into the heart, and the exhale dives forward into the bowing swan. As you work into your hip here, you can either support yourself with your hands in the original position, you can come onto the elbows, or you can stretch the arms forward or back. But the main thing in the bowing swan is to use each inhalation to extend the length of the body, and then ride the exhalation down into the hip to move through the tensions. Use a natural pulse action of the breath to deepen into your swan. So once we've taken 4 breaths in the bowing swan, we then come up for 4 breaths in the flying swan. So naturally it's an inhale to make the lift. But always remembering that our inhalation and our ability to receive and open more is only ever as good as our ability to let go into the exhale. So with each exhalation, soften your swan, ground into your foundations, And then use an inhale to rebound up, to open the heart and increase the back bend. So you can complete your flying swan with your fourth inhale, and then it's back into downward dog with the exhale, where we spend a breath to walk that stretch out of the body. Preparing ourselves for the left side of swan. So the inhale will bring the left knee forward into swan, and the exhalation will sink down into the hip and stretch into the back leg. It's then the inhalation to open across the chest, and then using your leg power and your hip power, extend forward into the bowing swan, coming down as slowly and with as much control as you can. Then choose the position of your hands to support your swan, and you have 4 pulses of breath now to work into the hip. Once you've completed your 4 breaths in your bowing swan, you can then use your inhale to lift into the flying swan. Once again, connect up with the pulse action and use your arms to support the lift of your spine as you move your spine towards vertical and even curving back. So you can walk your hands gradually further back towards your hips. You can use the tips of your fingers to help to make this lift into your flying swan. When you're complete, then it's an exhale to draw back into downward dog. Clean your slate here for a breath, and then we're going to complete our asana practice here with the hero's pose. So it's an inhale to come into a kneeling base between your hands, knees together, feet apart, and then the exhale to sink down into the hero's pose, either resting onto a cushion or onto the floor. Take at least 1 inhale, then to sit your spine up, opening the chest, and then you can begin to recline your hero's posture. Follow your breath into the posture. Stay almost inside your Ujjayi breath. It will keep you safe, and it will enable you to go deep whilst maintaining your composure. At each stage of your journey, draw your thighs inwardly into one another to seal up your lower body. And find the right place for yourself in your hero. So to come out of hero's pose, it'll be an inhale to raise your body up, where you can then lift your buttocks, cross your feet, and use your exhale to roll over into cross-legged and into staff pose, stretching the legs out ahead of you. We now come into the base position for half spinal twist, bringing the left leg under and the right leg over, using the exhale to collapse the spine. The inhale then gives spinal extension, and the exhale wraps the twist, looking over your right shoulder. Okay, try and ensure a 5-second inhalation within your twist to create plenty of space to then use 6 progressive exhalations to wring your spine out and create this deep squeeze in the abdominal organs to generate some inner fire within the digestive system. So each inhalation grows the spine upwardly, as if lifting through the back of the palate, and then each exhalation slowly turns to wring out the spinal muscles. When you complete your 6 breaths on this first side, then you can make a switch to the other side of the body. To do this is simply an inhale to change your legs over, an exhale to collapse the spine, grounding the sitting bones, an inhale then to make the lift, and the exhale to wrap into the twist. Again, set yourself up with slow, deep inhales so you can really use the exhalation to deepen the twist. So having completed your 6 breaths in spinal twist, we now close this asana practice with Yoga Mudra. So it's an inhale to return to cross-legged, and then an exhale to come into the posture of your choice for Yoga Mudra. Interlace the fingers behind the back, use an inhale to boost and lift the chest, and then an exhale to dive forward over your thighs, taking the challenge to keep your buttocks grounded on the heels or on the floor. Stay connected with the pulse action so the body lifts and opens into the inhale and then folds deeper into Yoga Mudra on the exhale. So we use Yoga Mudra at the end of the practice to seal all the energy into the body. 4 pulses of breath. Now to complete your asana practice, the final movements are an inhale into arm raise and an exhalation to bring a namaste down to the heart. Your asana practice in this session is now complete, so you can either lie yourself down in Shavasana or you can take to a comfortable seated posture. Prepare yourself now for the practice of cosmic double breathing and body rotation. So now for the 30 cosmic breaths, away we go. On your 30th breath, empty the lungs completely and then take an inhale. Bring the inhale right up into the chest, fill yourself to maximum. Hold the breath for a couple of seconds and then release with an ah breath, letting go of all the tension throughout your body and mind. You'll now come into dynamic stillness for the practice of body rotation. Feel the tips of your toes, roots of toes, soles of feet, tops of feet, ankles, shins, calves, kneecaps, backs of knees, fronts of thighs, backs of thighs, buttocks, pelvic floor, tailbone, pubic bone, lumbar spine, abdomen, between the shoulder blades, chest, back of the neck, throat, back of the head, third eye. Feel the tips of your fingers, roots of fingers, palms, backs of hands, wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders. Feel your chin, jaw, lips, nose, cheeks, eyes, temples, forehead, top of the head. Now take a slow deep Ujjayi inhale, fill your body up, and then hold your breath in for 12 seconds. When you complete your 12 seconds, it's an ah breath to release all the tension. Your practice is now complete. Namaste.